Yeah. I don't know. This button just gets me turned up, man. What is it? Where's it at? Man, oh man. Mm. I mean, I'm about to see meat for a couple of minutes, man. Eating stream. Like, is there really a way to eat where it doesn't look like ferocious? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm hungry as shit. So before I get into count of the day, I gotta finish this food, man. Points of the day, man. What's been happening, man? Shit happened over the week. New year, new us. You know, outside of the gaming streams and the gaming clips and all that I've been posting. You know, I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys again before I get back into my doing what I love to do. Oh, you got peep, yo. I done seen niggas on TikTok live eating food with their mic ASMR in it. Mic closest fit to the food they eating. You just hear everything. On social media, you can do anything, man. Social media has changed the world, bro. Telling niggas, man. I'm gonna say this shit every day. Social media has changed the world, bro. That's why I'm on this shit. I ain't really popular, but it's like an outlet too at the same time. Just me being an introvert naturally. You know, getting more accustomed to the camera and just talking at it or just talking, staring, talking to people on through the other platforms that I could just get distributed on. It's just been really like an outlet to me. I finish this shit. Hard shit for me to find a meal like this out here, man. Caribbean food is at a minimum in Colombia. Well, at least on the part I'm at. Like, if you're on the coast, you're probably gonna have a higher chance of getting Caribbean food. But for me, man, I gotta order shit off Amazon, cook that shit myself, or teach my girl how to make it. She make it for me. Oh yeah, Caribbean food gotta be top five foods in the world. Top five foods in the world. Food types: Mexican, Chinese. Man, I gotta throw African American. No order, no order, no order. Mexican, Chinese, African American, Caribbean. And number five, man, you could throw Indian in there. I could be biased though. Like Indian food, but you know, Indian food is I fuck with Caribbean over Indian. So like Caribbean could be like the Jamaicans, all the islanders, but the shit they cook, man. That's definitely top five. But yeah, that's my top five at least. No order, because I fuck it all up any order. It just all depends on the mood. Italian. See, I can't say Italian because all Italian food not ill. And then say you can say the same shit about Indian food. I guess I could throw Italian. No, I'm gonna throw Italian in there. I'm gonna throw Italian in there over Indian food just because Italian is like pizzas, pastas, and there's like thousands of different type of pastas that could bust for real. But then it's like it's really the Italian pasta. No, pizza's crazy. Yeah, never mind. Pizza too crazy. So yeah, African American food, Mexican. Yeah, African American food, Mexican, and Chinese. I don't care. Chinese bus. Or at least whatever the fuck they be cooking out in America, that shit bust. In Caribbean and then Italian. Italian, that's top five food types in the world. Argue with me in the comments. But yeah, man. January 5th, we on the grind, doing our thing, world changing, man. And I just be thinking to myself, like, damn, another day, another dollar. Focus, that's focus 2025. All year this year, I've primarily just been focused on making more money. And that could be coming from different outlets. Like I had this grind like this. Last time I had this like main focus like this was probably like 2022. Yeah, 2021, 2022. I was really no like that whole 2018 pandemic, everything. But then when I was really locked in, really locked in, had to be 2022. And then that set me up for 2023 where I started to travel and you know end up here in Colombia. But now 2025, man. If it don't make dollars, it definitely don't make sense. Like everything I'm doing, like playing video games, trying to stream that shit. I'm just to myself. I want to talk to people. I want to be able to put myself out there on more platforms. I want to grow businesses, where I'm putting my money, investing my money, all of that, man. All of it. That's my main focus, man. I'm gonna be like, hey, dang, everything's not about money. I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anything you ever think of that you want in your life, you desire, somewhere, some way, money is involved, man. Money is involved. And it is what it is. We're not going to get too much into it. We're not going to, you can be happy poor. Me, no. Me, no, no, no. Not me. For sure, not me. That's why, my main focus is money. And, like, speaking of money these days, there's, like, so much ways to make money. Like, you can do anything for real, like outside. And let's just start with just like the internet. We got invested in crypto for starts. For me personally, I'm not an advisor, but I personally don't like to invest aggressively anymore. I used to do the whole buy shit coins and try to 20x it real quick, and I might get fucked over. Somebody else might get fucked over. I used to do that shit, but now that I realized, like, I could probably do it one more time with a gambling feeling, like, oh, this I might 10x, 20x. Turn a little $100 to $1,000 or $100 to $2,000. Yeah, maybe that can happen. Buying some shit coins, but that's not really my thing. Not really my thing too much anymore. I'm more just like if I'm gonna buy crypto, it's just gonna be on some like long term shit. I'm not really looking for the calls to make an extra 50% profit for in a day. Like I'm not doing that shit, no. But I can definitely put people on to information. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hello, Bucato. Yeah, I could definitely put people on information. I could put people on the things that they may or may not know. Sure, I could do that. To switch this into the multi-stream. Put people on things they may or may not know. Like where to buy coins, how to buy coins, and all that. Like I can put people onto that type of information. I could at least just share it. I'm not really trying to be. I'm not an advisor. One day in the future, I want to put my brain on. I have my community right now, but one day I want to be able to put my full brain and everything that I know, all my knowledge, inside one big community for people to access. Because I feel like I know a lot of shit. I have access to a lot of communities, and I wouldn't mind distributing the information that they provide me to you guys and my own people. So I always wonder what people would think of that when I do build my community. So I know a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of people, and I'm not even. I don't think I've ever been the best teacher, but I definitely have a lot of information. I'm definitely not the best teacher though. But I have a lot of information that if I could just distribute it in a way, and if someone else is teaching and someone else is really like enforcing that information, I think I'd be better at that. But I can spread my knowledge out there and distribute it to people who are interested in it. Definitely down to do that one day. So yeah, I've been there's many ways to make money online. I talked about the crypto. I say, if you're like getting involved in crypto, for me personally, I don't do the whole get rich quick shit. Like I'm more like for when it comes to crypto, like just if you're gonna buy something, think of it in a 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line type of thing. Like, maybe this may be able to cover one of your the interest on a home, or this may be able to cover something, or maybe you might be able to use this asset in the future. It's gonna be very valuable. As far as crypto, wherever Bitcoin goes, that's where the rest of the market goes too. They're all basically tied to that. So the only coin I really am interested in investing in is Bitcoin, or even using, because you can buy in, sell things with crypto, with Bitcoin. So I'm really big on I'm fine with owning Bitcoin. I'm not really interested in the others anymore. Unless I feel like gambling. That's like, and gambling is just for the fuck of it, fun, like the thrill. Other ways to make money online, you can make money from reselling things. The best way to probably resell is to find cheap deals, find something at a cheaper price, and probably resell it in a larger market. You can sell things on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Amazon, Mercari. There's many platforms you can resell shit on. That's a good way to make some money. Yeah, buy some. Let's say Macy has a deal. They're selling some socks for cheap for like $3, but on Amazon and eBay they're selling for like $10. You get that $7 profit. You buy 100 packs. You buy 100 of the item. You sell all 100. You sell the full thing. That's $700 profit. And some people are like, oh, where am I going to find 100? It's like, you got to do. That's where the groundwork of making money goes. Especially if you want to do it legally. You got to go out. You got to go get it. Pick up those 100 items. List it on eBay. Put them in the boxes, put them in the packages, bring them to the office. The full 9 yards. You got to do everything you got to do to make that money. Can't be just sitting back and just expecting you're just going to make this quick. But you can make some money, and that's what it's all about. Like, and that's just like the start. These little businesses are a good way to just get money in your pocket and understand entrepreneurship, because you may just be making a little $700 an extra a week, but that's an extra $2,800 a month. And if you have a business, that's good to get yourself going and started. And you're getting sales and you're developing that mindset. And then, you can take things to the next level from there on out. But it all starts with the basics. Just whenever you want to start reselling it, I always suggest, you start with the basics, you get something that's for a lesser price and you sell it for more. And if you're when you start thinking about it, a lot of businesses function like this. It's a lot of businesses, when it comes to making money, is you're taking materials and you're basically packaging them in some sort of way and selling it for more. And that could be even in business structures or just any form of business structure. It's technically all like that. It's just the packaging of materials being resold for more and more. The repackaging of materials being sold for more. This goes for restaurants, car washes. It's just a bunch of materials put together, repackaged, and formulated in a certain way, and then being sold for a profit in the form of a service and in the form of an item. So yeah, reselling is basically every business in the world. Yeah, basically. So yeah, but that's just physical reselling. If you're just reselling on e-commerce, basically just selling shit online, like physical products, you do things like that. Another business you can get into if you are ever interested in is trading on a foreign exchange market, but in a mature way. So this is not a good way to make money unless you have a lot of money. I don't like the whole gambling idea of people trying to turn $50 into $10,000 in 1 month or something like that. Like, you're basically doing a lot of high risk trades, and you're more than likely to lose than you are to win. But a lot of people want to take that gamble to get in there fast, at least get in their first $10,000 to $100,000 fast, and then they can start. Then they can now do the more passive trading, the more safer trading, but they get very aggressive in the beginning because people want money. Then people don't have time to trade like Warren Buffett, where he can profit an extra couple $1 billion a year, or make an extra $1 billion just by doing nothing and just investing because he has so much money to work with. The other people, they like to get in the foreign exchange market trading and making money, but they try to do things very aggressively and risky, and people are losing money, and then the majority do lose. That's how this works. The majority will lose, but to those who win, there might be uh, a needle in a haystack that might win a lot, make a lot of money, and be able to switch their trading style. But in the beginning, they're very aggressive. If you're fortunate enough to have a large amount of money to start off from with the beginning, you can make a livable income trading. Sure. If you don't have a lot of money to work with, you're going to start out very aggressive, risking a lot of money because you're trying to make the money. You're trying to make enough money to replace your job. And that mindset, I think the mindset that's sold when everybody tries to start a business is you're here to replace your job. But when you have the mindset of trying to replace your job, you have a job mindset. You don't understand that you kind of lose things like you think money's just going to come back. You think money's just going to come back next week or in a couple of weeks, but that's not how it works in business. No, 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 no. In business, when you make some money, you need to put that shit back into the business. And then you need to make some more money and put it back into the business. Make more, put it back into the business. You want to build like an asset till it's really valuable. Make money, put it back. Make money, put it back. Make money, put it back. And pocket whatever you can. If it's necessary, you want to pocket some money just to pay if you need to pay bills or you need it for something. But you want to make sure you can keep putting back, keep putting back, keep putting back. Because the moment you stop investing in your business for more to grow, problems start to happen. Because anything can happen in your business. Maybe you might need a refund a customer. Maybe we might lose a bunch of packages and lose a bunch of money. There might be times in your business where you take heavy losses. But if you haven't been reinvesting to basically keep growing in your customer base and keep growing your supply and keep growing whatever is needed and keep growing to rebuild your infrastructure, you're going to run into a bunch of problems. For sure, you're going to run into a bunch of problems. You don't want to run into a bunch of problems because that's when things get like that's when things get complicated. That's when things get very complicated. And give us a dame un segundo para grabar, por favor. Tengo que grabar. Ok, Victoria. Tengo que grabar. Dame espacio. Yeah, so that's when things get. Gracias. That's when things can get really complicated. It can get really complicated. You can lose a lot of money, and you can lose a bunch of money. You can use a bunch of money, and things can crash in your business because you haven't keep reinvesting. A lot of people, it's not guaranteed that you're always going to make the same amount of money in a business. It's completely different with the job. You work 40 hours, you're going to make whatever you make, you earn during those 40 hours, you're going to make the next week, unless you got a raise or you worked in a specific overtime. Typically you're going to make the same amount of money. Paychecks are looking repetitive. Boom, 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 boom. But in a business, you can have months where you're making $10,000. You can have months where you're only making $3,000. Months you're making $1,000, $5,000. It's fluctuating. Or you can just have months where you just keep growing more and more and more and more and more exponentially. And that's when you're like really, really doing well. And those are the times where you're like, you got to figure it out. We love those. Business owners love those. You got to figure it out. You're just growing more and more and more and more and more. But all businesses typically don't function like that. 97% of them, 98, basically like 99% of them fail. So it's no different. This game of becoming wealthy, making money in general is a complicated game to play, and we got to be able to understand that it's a risk. And the game is also like a gamble. So whatever you're investing, whatever you're making, whatever you're doing, you got to be prepared. You got to prepare the right. You got to prepare the right way. You got to do what you need to do. Sure, you got to do what you need to do. Turn this camera a little bit right here. So yeah, think to yourself what you need to do. Victoria, dame espacio, no entra nomás, porfa.
No puerta.
So yeah, think to yourself before you ever get involved in a business, before you try to make more money. what are you going to do, how are you going to do it, and when are you going to do it, you know? Take that, how are you going to take that first initiative? A lot of people struggle with that first initiative, you know, getting started, you know? And usually for the first initiative, it starts with just learning. Before you even start the business, you just want to learn. Learn, get educated, find information, you know, learn. People skip this part, and I think a lot of people, it's a little bit of a shame to it because, at least it's changed over time. It's not the same like 5, 6 years ago where like people thought, you had to get a education to become successful, or, over the past 30, 20, 60 years, you got to go to college and stuff. Now you can learn on the internet. So that first step is pretty easy. You go right on the internet, you can ask ChatGPT, you can find a mentor, you can do many things, but you just got to go out and do it. Learn. Learn. That's another step. That's start. It's just learning. And then after you learn how to do something, you get it started. You start your LLC, you buy that storage unit, you start going and looking up and doing your research. You build a team, you make a team, you invest with your friends, you invest with someone you met on the internet, you invest with a stranger. You share your business online, you start talking to people and asking questions, and you go to networking events. Then you start progressing. This starts with the starting part. Starting is just getting yourself educated, learning what you need to learn. Find somebody who could teach you, making your connections. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do so you can do what you want to do, so you can have what you really want in life. So yeah, that's just something. Try to get that across. It's nothing like a job. It's completely different. You make money. That's one thing they got in common. Money is going in your bank account, or money is leaving your bank account. But it's different, and you gotta really pay attention to that. Really take that into consideration before you get involved with something. Another way you can make money online that I've seen, social media is a big outlet. So, social media, as far as just being a content creator, creating content, creating funny videos, interesting videos, where basically every platform focuses on the same thing, and that's basically making a video so interesting that someone watches it from the beginning to the end. All these platforms are now not even focused on how many followers you have, not focused. Yeah, it's a factor, but a lot of these platforms just want people to watch your videos as long as possible, whether it's a short form content video, long form content, a stream. They want to see how long people are watching you, because that's what advertisers value the most. They value the people with audiences that are dedicated to watching them over a consistent period of time, and those are the people who make the most money when it comes to social media. It used to be like who get the most likes, who has the most followers. Those platforms are the most valuable, but now it's like who can retain the most attention, who can get people to pay attention to them for a long period of time. Shit has changed, and that's one of the ways you can really make a lot of money now is through social media. I've decided to take it to at least, I've been doing it for a long time, just working on social media platforms, but I never really did it too much for my face. I've made like business videos in the past. I've made like editing videos for different things, and I've been doing things online for the longest. But as far as just really diving deep into a personal brand and just creating content in general in the form that I like, just like streaming and talking like this, this has been fairly new for me, and it's been fairly new for me, and I see it as like a good way to even like just express yourself. And outside of the whole making money thing, it's been pretty cool. I kind of like beginning to like this more. I used to be uncomfortable with this shit. Like I used to feel cringe and shit. I don't give a fuck no more. Like that whole feeling of just cringy because you want to try and do something. I kind of like I've been trying different things on the internet for such a long time that I noticed that the more I just do more things, the more I give less of a fuck what people think. But I never really gave too much of a fuck in the first place, so I think that's been a blessing as well. But now I just give fuckless fucks. Like if I say something that gets me canceled or anything, I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I just said it is what it is. At this point, that's me. It is what it is. Like I grew up saying these type of words. I learned these type of things. I think like this. You cannot change who I am. Like only I can change myself. And if people, they want to restrict me or say something about me, I could give less of a fucks. Don't give a fuck. I even have a difficulty like when I'm uploading other content. It's like filtering out the words just to these platforms. This whole freedom of speech bullshit. It's just I'm just trying here just being myself And sometimes myself isn't comfortable for everyone. So, even my friends, they might say words that people don't like, and it might be like, we don't condone this shit on our platform. It's like, fuck it. No one's watching me right now, but in the future, this might happen to me. And I'm just like, fuck it. This is me. I got to be myself at the end of the day. Yeah, I'll do my best to respect people's platforms because, it's a respect thing. There's kids watching, and, you just don't want to hurt, or you don't want to, you don't want to do anything wrong to people. I guess that's my only reasons to want to restrict certain things. But aside of that, I'm just being myself, though. And if like the platforms don't want to accept us being ourselves on here, we just go to another one. That's what this world needs. We need more authenticity. And that's gonna be big, man. We need more authenticity in this world. I'm tired of all the bullshit. Like, I hate when I'm like, I can hear my girl, she talks about her friends and shit like that and how their lives are so this, and that. You go on their social media and all they do is post highlight reels. Like, why don't they get on there and just be real, like thorough about how their life is going? And maybe if people were more real online, they'll be able to solve much more of their problem that they secretly got it going on much faster. Like if they were more real about their experiences and stop just making everything a fucking highlight reel and just was just thorough for real, like they could probably a lot of their problems would probably be so much more better if social media was more real, bro. A lot of these people who have these like crazy mentalities and they're super depressed because they're constantly comparing themselves to the people online who have such great lives and when they really probably don't have great lives in the first place. But you're comparing yourself to people like this, it's like, damn, they could probably change so much for real. All they had to do was just be open and just be real. I think that's gonna be big for social media. Like people who are just being real and just being thorough online, man. That's what the people want. But like, look, fuck it. Like I'm saying before, like if I get really canceled, I'm just like, fuck it. I just continue doing my businesses or another way or something like that. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. Until social media decides to take a change and just accept people for who they are, even if they're fucking racist. Like, I wouldn't even care if like racist people were on the internet. Like, what the fuck? Like, let them be. That's the real world. That's what we have in this world. We got racist people. They exist. They got their space. We got our space, man. And yeah, we might clash on the net. Yeah, we might this and that or whatever. I understand if your job doesn't want it, but as far as people who just doing stuff on the internet, that's cool. Like, the job fires you, whatever, for not violating certain aspects, that's cool. I'm cool with that. But as far as just expressing ourselves online, man, we just should be able to be ourselves, bro. As long as we're not like trying to murder or kill somebody for real. But we definitely gotta be able to be ourselves. I think that's gonna be big. I think that's good. I think that's real good, man. So yeah, social media, good way to make money online. I don't end it into like a bunch of other things and shit like that, man. Shit's crazy. This world. Those are just a few ways though, yeah. But yeah, this world's been like fucking crazy, man. Goddamn terrorist attack in New Orleans. There's been a couple crazy ass things going on. There's been a couple crazy ass things going on. And like I'm like, damn, what do we do? What are you supposed to do in situations like the best we could do in this world is like, just take responsibility and try to protect ourselves. But what do we do in situations where people are with the crazy people? And then it's like this thing, like that's the thing about life. We live in life where anything can happen to us at any moment, any time. So it's like sometimes you can't really fully protect yourself unless you're just sitting in your house, cut away from the world. Then you're not living the life that you want to live. And like, bro, like shit getting blown up and people are losing their lives off of the madness of people. And it's like, what do we do? Can we really change these crazy ass people? It's good, McLovin. Like, can we really change these people, bro? Like, they're crazy ass people in this world, right? Doing crazy things, bombing up places, setting people on fire, all types of things. And it's just like, what can we do? you've been looking for my remix forever. Yeah, I just released a bunch, put a lot of unprivated a bunch of music that I had from the past. Uploaded onto this channel. Yeah, yeah. So that's what I be thinking to myself. Like, what we supposed to do? What we supposed to do, man? How do we protect ourselves from people like this? Yeah, I put a lot of them back up on there. What we supposed to do, man? That'd be the thing. Never really know what we supposed to do. We just out here just living for real. What we supposed to do? Well, that's the risk we be taking. Nah, yeah, I used to do a lot of shit on the internet, remix music and like edited songs, and I used to collab with other remixers and like edit their music too to make it more remixed than what it really was. Turn it up better. Yeah, this channel, man, I took a lot of stuff down, but now I'm just like really like just personalizing myself. I'm trying to be on here. So yeah, how are we supposed to protect ourselves, man? It's like you really can't, though. Like, you can really go to the grocery store and lose your life one day. You know, playing basketball hurt your knee. You know, and- yeah, man, mine too, man. We like in our 20s now, shit. I made some music for our childhood, but yeah, you never know, man. We just gotta live our life though, for sure, for sure, man. So I was like really thinking about this shit for myself one day about like people, about money and the way it is in this world. Right now, like if you took all the world's worth, it's like trillions of dollars or something like that. Trillions, right? If you took all the world's, all right, let's just do the United States. If you did just the United States, took like the multi, like the trillions of dollars that are valued within the United States, the amount of wealth, all the people in there, bundled up together, all their money, all their wealth put together. Took the United States, and you gave everybody, split it up evenly to everybody. So all the rich people, all the poor people got the same amount of money handed right to them. It would be about 450. It would be about $450,000 a person. Just reset it, just like that. In about 10 to 15 years, all the money, all the people who were poor previously would go back to being poor. All the people that were rich would go back to being rich. The money would just flow right back to the places. The places. The money would flow back to the places where the money was previously. Maybe not at the same exact extent, but it would just flow right back. Poor people go back to being poor. Rich people will be rich. And here's why. It's a personality thing, man. People think that wealth is it's the money itself. It's really the mindset. It's really just the mindset for real. And give me a second. Yeah. So yeah, people think money is like a. Hold up. There was a. Yeah, so took all the money in the United States, right? Victoria, please, porfa. Okay, so where was I? So if you took all the money in the United States, right, it'd be like trillions of dollars, and you gave all the people back the money evenly. All the rich people, all the poor people who were once rich or poor, you gave them all the same amount of money. It would be about like $400 to $450,000, like about $500,000 each. Let's say $500,000. So you give everybody about $500,000 each, right? What would happen in about 10 to 15 years is all the money that from all the poor people will go, they would go back to being poor, and all the rich people, they would go back to being rich. And here's why. Because being poor and rich has nothing to do, it's money is just a fragment of being poor and rich. Wealth is a mindset though. Being rich is a mindset. So what's going to happen is simply is this. The people who want to be rich are going to continue to do the habits that made them rich in the first place, and the people who were poor are going to continue with the habits that kept them poor in the first place. For example, the poor people are going to go back to partying, drinking, being distracted, um, doing drugs. There's a bunch of bullshit, spending all their money, buying a bunch of clothes that really don't mean anything. And then what's the rich people going to do? They're going to continue to create. They're going to continue to create, build opportunities. They're going to continue to invest their money. They're going to continue to spend wisely. They're going to continue to do things that help them build their money. And that's just what's going to happen. The government already did it before, man. There's a bunch of people who were just distributed a bunch of money, supplemented for shit was happening in the economy. And, people who had the mindset to being poor, so still became poor, gave them 10, 15, $20,000. Some of the scammers even were getting like hundreds of $1,000s. And they just lost all that shit. No different when people who win money, people who win like $1 million, they're broke within a year. It's no different, man. The mindset, wealth is a mindset. You can't teach that. You can win millions of dollars and still be poor because you just don't know what to do with it. You don't know how to handle it. Your mind's not right. You don't know exactly what you're doing. Wealth is a mindset. It's how you handle the money, how you live within your means. It's how all these things put together into one. And it's like, all right, man, 10, 15 years, we're going to go back to the same shit, man. This whole talk of everybody just having this equal opportunity. Nah, there is no equal opportunity because we're not all the same fucking person and we're not all equal. And I'm a believer in that. We're not all fucking equal. We all have different brains. We all have different brains and mindsets. We all live different lives. We all have different passions. So someone who's passionate about fucking painting is not going to be able to make the same amount of money who's passionate about engineering and technology. They're just not. We're not equal. Two different industries cannot make the same amount of money. Two different people cannot make the same amount of money, do the same things, live the same lives. We don't look the same. We don't attract the same. We don't have the same energy. So why the fuck do people feel like we can never be equal? It's not going to happen. Same thing with the men and women shit. We're never going to be fucking equal. Yeah, we can have similar or same opportunities, but someone's still going to only want to be interested in this type of workspace, and another person going to be interested in this type of workspace. That's all it is. Yes. People do have different opportunities because they're from different places. But that's no different. I know I was just talking about the United States, but actually I think to myself like, here, I always wonder when it comes to America, like, what is the goal of equality? Is the equality just supposed to be just in America, or are we looking to be equal in the whole world? Like, do we want world equality, or do we just want equality in this country? Because if we want equality in this country, then why the fuck are we also bringing in like immigrants, or why are we bringing in other people from other countries, and why are we not just closing off the borders, right? Never really makes sense to me. Should never really make sense because then you're just bringing in a bunch of different type of people. In order to have equality, to a sense, you need to keep the same type of person in the same place. That's literally legit one of the only ways you can really have true equality is when you have the same type of person. So if you're bringing in a bunch of different people in our country, how the fuck are we even having the goal of equality? That's why the whole shit about equality is myth. I personally don't believe in it. I don't ever think we'll ever be equal. I don't think a white person will ever be equal to a black person. I don't think a woman would ever be equal to a man. I think that we're all different. We come in different shapes, sizes, and forms. And the fact that we are unique in the first place gives us advantages in one places and gives us disadvantage in others. That's all it is. Like people say like white and black are equal. Like, no, we're not. Like, that's why this person was raised in this type of neighborhood because their parents were not equal to They weren't making the same amount of money. They weren't living the same life as somebody who was raised in this neighborhood. That's why this races can get grants for one thing. That's why this business is required to hire more women. That's why this place is primarily a black school. That's why this place is primarily white students, because there's no equality in this world. It's never going to be. Like this, it's just never going to happen. We need to get that through our heads. Because if we're gonna if we're gonna let different type of people in who are different than us, how the fuck are we ever going to achieve equality? It's a myth. It's not real. It's something. It's almost like a sold. It's almost like something that's sold to convince people like of potential of something. Like, you know, in order for us all to be equal, we would all have to be. Everything in this world would have to come with limits and boundaries that everyone can exist in. We can get close to being similar. We can be similar. We'll never be equal. We'll never be fucking equal. Can't convince me otherwise, man. Trash. Somebody ever does though, let me know. We're trying to. Let me know. Bullshit. So yeah, I talked about I was talking about the whole difference in talk about like my last stream where I actually sat down and talked. I spoke to y'all about how like, all right, let me rewrap. So in the last stream that I talked about, I spoke to how like we were comparing ourselves to our grandparents, like they lived during this time and they were able to make this much money, whatever, and be able to buy a house or something like that. And I basically said like, all right, during their time, the things they've done for work were as valuable and as needed, right? We can agree. I think we can all agree with that. Like during the time, the job that they work, that people are still working today, that haven't raised it proportionally. There's a reason. Here's the reason why I broke this down before. I said, look, if the population, if the inflation was like this, like okay, we had the currency screw us, but the pouring out of a bunch of money and the dollar getting weaker and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Shit happens all the time, right? But this is basic logic. If a place gets more popular exponentially, that means there's more demand for the food, there's more demand for the homes, etc. Everything's just going to cost more because more people want it. That's how businesses. That's how everything is. If somebody wants more, they're gonna make. They're gonna Somebody desires more, right? Somebody desires more. It's gonna cost more. That's just how it is. That's demand. Demand can increase the fucking demand can increase the cost of things, So let's take it back to the other side now. The people who are working. So the jobs in the past, being a mailman, being a waiter, being a fucking, there's a basic job, security job, watch cameras, police officers, and things of that nature. We got to really think about this, right? So back then, those jobs were proportionally valuable during that time. But after 30 years, do we really need those people any more? Do we need people who work in this space? Do we need people who work in that space? Do we need people who work in that space? No. Here's why. Because technology. That's why. Simple as that. Technology is helping us replace what was once valuable. That's all it is. So there's no point to increase the income of someone who's becoming less valuable over time. And that's why the income is not proportional with the inflation. That's why the cost of living is going up, but the average income is not rising. But what will happen is once the average job changes and people adapt, it would catch up. That's how it's going to go. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, if people want to start making more money and they want the world to change, we got to start looking for industries where the money is flowing. Let's take a chart. Back then, 30 years ago, let me tell you what didn't exist. Money flew into all these industries, right? Money flew into all these industries, man. You got some of the investment, some of the agricultural, shopping and clothing and food and blah, 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 blah. But you know what took a big chunk of where all the money was flowing? That is no longer the average top? Online, making money online. You got the e-commerces, we got the social media marketing, you got the just being anything social media internet wise, anything done on the internet that was not existing 30 years ago. This right here has to become the new norm. The making money online has to become the average in order for this proportional swing to occur, where the average where people will be able to afford more of this, afford more of that. We need to get into this normal environment of where everyone's working remotely and digitally. This is where the value is going to be a rise. Because now look, once we make that transition and those changes, everything will go back to how it is. It takes adaptation, but it takes a mass adaptation. A lot of people need to adapt in order for an economy to recover. But that takes time, man. That could take a decade. That could take 2 decades, 3 decades for something like that to change. We don't know. I don't know. I don't have answers to that shit. But I like it'd probably take a decade or two for everything to reacclimate. I personally don't think that I personally because a lot of shit has changed. Like it's many factors. I try to simplify it, but there are also so many other factors because you can make your money now and take advantage of the technology and live in other parts of the world. Like there's other ways to adapt to this situation. Like you can either go into industries or you can stay in your same industry, just do it more digitally and live in other parts of the world. You can also do that. Remember, like I said, it's like back when your grandparents 30, 40 years ago, people were all caught up in one crib and now they had kids and now their kids are also competing for the same thing, right? Well, that's no different. You can go vice versa. You can reverse the same psychology. You can make the same type of money and then go live where they live. Just making similar to what I do basically. And I also have a lot of expenses outside this in my own country. So I was like I do a little bit of it all, but at the same time you can still reverse what basically was happening. Like people were coming here for opportunity and living in our environment, and you can kind of reverse it now. You can work in our environment but live there, and you could just basically flip it, like lower your cost of living but making this type of money. You can reverse engineer if you want to. You can definitely do that. So yeah, man, think about it. Or you can just work in a different industry. Stop, stop being just working a basic job that's only going to make you 30, 40 grand because it's not as valuable anymore, and go into other industries that are more valuable. That's what they do. This is why the Indians and the Asians are the top when they come to America because they work in the industries that are the most valuable. That's only makes sense. It's to make the most money. Like people are trying to fucking make a lot of money with an art degree. Like what are you doing? Like that doesn't make sense. Why are you working in an industry that's not valuable? Why are you working in places that there isn't a lot of money to make? There's a limit. You got this basic ass degree and you expect to make a lot of money. You got this degree with no connections. You expect to make a lot of money, and you want to blame the government's inflation because you decided to get an art degree. Fuck out of here. Like that don't make no sense to me. Well, it do make sense. People just do what they want. People want to do what they want and feel comfortable. But ain't how this world works, man. This world is not made for the people who want to just be basic and average. This world is made for the best of the best. If you want to be the best of the best, you gotta do the best of the best. So diving into an industry that's more valuable. Like I said, increase your value and you'll make more money. If you are more valuable, you're gonna make more money. That's all it is, man. That goes for what job you work, that's for what business you have, you know, that goes for what team you are on, and that goes for your position, everything. If you're more valuable, you're gonna make more money. Especially if you're more valuable and people know you are more valuable. That's the next thing, making sure it's known. So make sure it's known. It's like apply a bunch of jobs, put yourself out there, make a bunch of connections, let people know about you. Don't hide about it, you know. Can't keep it a secret. Can't keep it a secret that you're a fucking genius. You gotta let people know you're a fucking genius and put it on display. Apply. Show, share. Let people know. I want this opportunity. I have these intangibles. Let someone know. You shake his hand. Hello, my name is this. I'm good at this. I like this. I want to do this. I know this. Let people know, man. Let people know, man. You can't be some like, you could be a secret little, like I said, bro. Especially when it comes to make money. You got the cure to cancer. This is a little bit exaggerated, but you got the cure to cancer, but nobody knows about it. You're not gonna make no fucking money. Shit, but if somebody does know about it, he might die. Well, yeah, there's some serious factors, man. There's some serious factors, man. 2025, man. I need people who just want to make money. Like, I don't care where you're from. I don't care what country you're from either. Like, but man, just that friend just asked me, man, let's go out and have a drink and stuff. Like, I'm just like, fuck, like, don't you want to just like level up to the next level, bro? Aren't you tired? I didn't did the basics of the basics. I'm tired of that. I did things people never did before. Like, tired of that. I want to do more. I don't know, but this more thing, I don't think that's within everybody. Like the will to want more, the desire for more. Some people are really settlers. They're settlers and achievers, and after a while, like I get hungry. I desire more and more and more, and I don't know if you might relate to that, but I'm definitely like that. Like I want as much as possible. I want to take as much as possible. I want to do as much as possible, and I don't want to lose. But if I do lose, I'll take the loss. But I'm always gonna come back from it, and I can't stop. Or it can't stop. Yeah, so yeah, like I'm just too locked in for sure. Yeah, I'm streaming. I play my video games and stuff. It's because I'm just being me. That's what social media is about, man. I'm just being me. Still got my fucking pasta here before I start eating. So here I had to do one of these streams. Sit back and chit chat later in the day. I think I'm gonna end this stream just sort of so people clip it up and stuff, and like I redistribute this. But later in the day after this, I wanna watch a couple reactions to make, a couple things to look at. So I'm gonna end this stream, put a team to clip it up, put out onto the other outlets, and then I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna restart this stream so we can react to a couple things, play some games, have some fun. I had to start with a little lesson of the day. Thoughts of the days, thoughts of the week.